What is up? What is up? What is up, podcast listeners? This is your host, Juan. Now, if you guys have read my the name of this podcast before, you know that it's been through some changes. At first, it was Get Your Flex On or GYFO. Recently, or a few months ago, I changed it to Kids at Heart, which was technically the idea I was going with, but it just seemed like a lot of people were using that name. I just felt like everybody was using that name for some reason. I have no idea. So, welcome to the Mature Enough podcast, where we are mature enough to talk about serious topics. I said barely enough, okay? It's not like we're very mature, because if you fall, if you trip, if you bump your knee, if you anything like that, I am going to laugh. It's just that simple. I'm going to laugh, and it's going to be funny to me. So that's what the name comes from, being mature. Not from you falling, but from just, little things that I can make jokes of and stuff like that. So I'm very childish. For those of you who know me, or for those of you who don't know me, yes, I'm very childish, and you'll probably learn throughout listening to this podcast. So whoever's listening, thank you. I really appreciate it. Even though this might not be the episode where I make it into like the podcasting, it's just, damn. You know what? This is probably the first time ever, but I am probably the first person, host of a podcast, to be driving and talking to you guys at the same time. My initial thought was to record this and put it on YouTube, which I will, but I'm going through a change, going through a setup, all this, googly stuff. Anyways, today's topic is called New Beginnings, such as, so it ties in with this, the name of the podcast, the new name of the podcast, New Beginnings, so when you guys think of new beginnings, what is the first thing you guys think about? When does a new beginning start? How does a new beginning start? Well, I'm gonna try to cover it as best as I can. So new beginnings is like, I see it as in like when flowers blossom, when, everything's new, flowers are in, they eventually die, They eventually die and rot and, to never to appear until the following season. Or to the next season when it comes over again. And it's the same thing when we are in a situation where we put ourselves, or in a situation where we technically put ourselves in any situation, because due to our actions, we get those results. But when we put on situations that are very intense, very hard for us, we tend to shut down. Some of us tend to just shut down and not think that there's something else out there. Okay? For me, I believe that when you go down, there's always a way back up. There's always going to be doors open. There's always going to be some type of helping hand. So new beginnings can start at any time. They don't have to be just at the get-go. Sometimes a new beginning can start when you get married. Sometimes a new beginning can start when you have a child, when you go to college, when you move out, when you have a new job. New beginnings, are everywhere. So everybody needs to, hope for the best. When times get hard, you just need to go through it. Keep pushing, because if you don't push, those new beginnings are not going to come through. If you don't push, those new beginnings are never going to be there, and you're going to wonder why? You're gonna wonder what's wrong. Are you gonna wonder why God doesn't help you out? Why the universe is just, breaking you apart? But you gotta know that new beginnings will come. It could be that you don't like your crappy job. It could be that it sucks, that the manager's very, micromanaging and blah, blah, blah. They're just on you for every little thing. But first of all, why you even doing that job if you don't even like it? You get me? Like, yes, I understand money needs to, somewhere, it needs to happen somehow. But at the same time, if you're not happy, then don't do that. You get me? Like, go do something that you love. Go do something that you like. Go do something that you enjoy. And, a new beginning can start there. A new beginning can be clear. It's very, very. How can I say? You'll find it. You just gotta stop holding grudges. You just gotta stop saying that you're never gonna find that right person or that right thing or that right job. I mean, even with breakups, when you break up and things don't look right, things don't seem to be correct, and it just learn from those. First of all, you gotta learn from those mistakes, learn from what happened. It could be good or bad situations that you guys broke up. Maybe it didn't work out. You guys ended up in good terms. You get me? But sometimes you could just end up in horrible terms. That you guys both hate each other and mail each other everything you ever got each other. But from those you can learn and probably take it to your next relationship. Don't say that the next relationship is going to be the same. Don't say that, because then it probably will. Okay? You just need to learn, and that could be a new beginning to a better relationship, to a better you. You need to hold yourself accountable for everything you do, regardless if it's good or bad. Sometimes we just need a fresh start. Sometimes we just need to close our eyes, take a deep breath, and just visualize what we want. In life, it's gonna happen. But new beginnings are never too late. They can start, they can start at your early 20s. They can start at your late 50s. It really doesn't matter. It's just, you gotta not wait for it. You gotta wait for it and just keep going and going and going. Have patience. Patience is key just to everything. New beginning should be always at the top of your mind when things go bad. There's always a new beginning. There's always a refresh. Okay, it's just like starting a game. You're playing Mario Kart, you're losing, or you're playing against your older sibling or your siblings, and you're losing, and you just turn it off just because you're losing. You get me? Well, I'm sure millions of you, or just 5 of you that are listening, have done that before as kids. You're playing a game and you are losing. You're down by like 50 and 2K, and then you decide to just turn it off. So that's very weird. It's very weird, and you just need to, you restart the game, and it's a new beginning. You start refreshed. So it's technically like that I want you to see it as, kind of. There's not a button where you can press in life and say, oh yeah, I don't like this life. Let me restart. You get me? It's just, you just need to be patient, have an open mind. That's what I mean. Have an open mind. Notice those doors, because a lot of doors do open. A lot of doors will open. You just gotta see them. Don't let too many pass by. Okay, because the open doors are there. You just, don't be naive. Don't be moody. Don't be negative. Please don't be negative. That's the worst people to be with. Negative people. They come into the room and they stick it up. It's like when SpongeBob in his breath. When he thought he looked ugly, but it was his dumb breath, just, be positive. Be nice to everybody, regardless of what you feel, because life does repay you. Life will repay you. Believe me that life will repay you. Now, the topic of today was the new beginning, right? So it's like if you're going through a hard time right now and you feel like you just need to get away, on a vacation for a couple of days, couple of weeks, couple of months, do it. Do it because I'm for sure it'll be helpful. It should be helpful because you just, you tend to realize that you are, worth it. You are worth everything, every ounce that you have in you. Every blood, every sweat, no matter in what situation. If you're working out and you're messing up, you're eating Oreos and shoving your face and like just chicken tenders every Friday, going to Applebee's, going to eat all the time. It's gonna be okay, but again, you need to hold yourself accountable because you just can't be repeating it. Eventually, it'll come to your mind. It'll come to your senses that this isn't working. That you need to refocus, get back on the grind, and go 110%. Give all you can give. That's all I want you to do. Give all you can give. That's it. It's that simple. But yes, we do mess up. Again, we mess up all the time. And we can restart. We can have a new beginning. The word new beginning should be in your life from now on. All right? You're listening to this podcast because first of all, because I told you, and you're going to listen to this podcast for the rest of your life until I am dead. Because this podcast is going to go far. And I know it because of me. Because of me, and especially because of you guys for listening. Everybody who listens to my podcast, it just brings me hope and keeps me going, right? Keeps you going more. It's going to be probably a year in July where I did my last podcast, which is a long time. I just, sometimes I forget about it. Sometimes things happen and I'm just like, yeah, I did that podcast. People were listening, which is cool. When people listen and they tell you about it, it's cool. When people send you, a quote that you said in the podcast, it's cool, man. That's amazing. And I've had new beginnings of my own. Got this new job, been doing this for 8 months, and now I'm helping people. I want to say that I'm helping a lot of people change their lives, in a physical way and mental status, their self-esteem, they're just build them up, you get me? And I like it, For those of you who don't know, I am a personal trainer. I coach kids, I coach youth. Sports is what I'm doing right now. It's baseball, and I'm giving probably a new beginning to most of these kids who have never played a sport. Giving a new beginning to people who have been going to the gym and not seeing results and not putting up much effort. Sometimes they need that little inch of push, and that's probably a new beginning for them. They just need to be committed, need to be patient enough to wait enough and give it all they got. New beginnings will come to you guys. It's a journey. Be patient. And I welcome you guys back, for those of you who have listened to my podcast before, welcome back. And I welcome myself back for taking a long vacation, a long break. It was a long break. I can tell you that, yes. But I will be doing this at least once a week. I will be filming my podcast. I just need to set up and get everything going. I just want to make everything good. I want to make a good impression on because I do have a YouTube and I want to put that on my YouTube channel. If you guys have not checked it out, go ahead check it out. It's Juan Munoz and Juan Munoz Vlogs. So I put a lot of workouts, a lot of funny stuff, I guess. Just like to make videos, like to make good funny content. So little by little I learn. But yeah, go ahead and check those out. Go ahead and check out my Instagram too, because my the link of the podcast would be on there. So go ahead and check me out at J2M5. Again, my Instagram is J2M5. Go check it out. Give me a big follow. And let's begin this year. Well, the year has begun, but let's begin today as a new beginning, if that's what you need. Okay. Thank you guys for listening to Mature Enough Podcast. I am your host, Juan. Love you guys. Please be safe. Have fun. Enjoy life. Be positive. Never negative. Try to say that three times. And yeah, I'll see you guys for another podcast soon. And thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for the videos on YouTube. And like I say, you're not mature. You're just mature enough. Have a good night, guys.